Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are looking at the Temporal Rift, guys. Now overall, we know there has been a lot of negative publicity, a lot of really negative things when it comes to the Temporal Rift. People are very unhappy with the floors, unhappy with how the EXP is really calculated, unhappy with the award swap selection, unhappy with the beacons, the badges, everything in this game mode. It seems like, again, a majority of players are unhappy about it. Now, me overall, I'm kind of mixed. I like some of the changes with the game mode. Particularly, we got 100 floors in. We have 3 more days for the next part. But overall, guys, the floors. When we were running, I believe it was 600 floors, and then it went up to 800 floors. I want to see them keep it at 300 floors. We're going to be looking at kind of some of the feedback that we got, some of the changes that are going to be coming to this game mode. So let's go ahead and check them out. All right, guys, so here it is. So this is from AFK Arena, translated from AFK Inside. Now, a time rift optimization plan. Now, because of, again, the massive amount of feedback that we did see with the Temporal Rift, there are going to be a lot of changes that are coming. Now, this is a translation from the Chinese release that they did again. So it is not just us that are very unhappy with the game mode. It seems like over in the Chinese version where, you know, AFK Arena is from, they're having a lot of issues and a lot of negative feedback in regards to the Temporal Rift, specifically different modes in the Temporal Rift. So after the launch of the new Temporal Rift, we received suggestions and feedback from many players. We deeply regret the negative experience caused by these changes. Now, guys, this is groundbreaking. This is really the reason why so many players do love AFK Arena is they take our feedback, positive and negative, and really look to make some changes within the game mode. In the previous seasons of the Temporal Rift, there was an obvious difference in the speed of obtaining resources brought by different floors. That, again, is one thing when you compare the old Rift in comparison to the new Rift. Even though there is a lot less floors, that in turn means an incredibly less amount of loot. Total numbers of floors was very large, which again, we were at 800, which is why some players were forced to climb the floors as soon as possible and constantly restart fights to get more rewards, or had to neglect the mode due to difficulty. Now, this is one thing that we have seen a lot of, guys, is a lot of players right here have really given up on the Temporal Rift and climbing 800 floors. If you were a free-to-play player, it was incredibly hard to get there. I know some of you did, but the dedication in time, or remember, an AFK game was way too in-depth and intense. Now, we don't want the time rift to be a burden to players. That is really fundamentally thinking about the rift itself. We do not want it to be a burden to the players. So this season, we're trying to make some changes, want to improve the gaming experience. We don't want to mess around and players who can't climb high floors so that they can easily get the most of the benefits and resources. Doesn't mean that every player is going to get it, but a majority of us will. As well as allowing adventurers who are willing to spend time and effort studying the gameplay to get more incentive for rank rewards, which is very cool, guys. If you're following the guides, if you're looking at formations, if you're using strategies, you can actually get a lot more loot out of here. At the same time, we hope to reduce the strategic complexity and minimal investment to enjoy the gameplay. That is why they simplified the badge system to group badges. That is also why they simplified the beacons into really a very streamlined set of beacons, which was incredibly easy to understand. However, after the launch, we noticed the leaderboard was causing problems and pressure on everyone, which was kind of first come, first serve for whales within there. And even the players who have hit 100% or 100 floors is still very low on the leaderboard. Again, depending on where you started or when you started, more or less, to get those first 100 floors. Ruining the initial gameplay, some problems caused the adventurers a negative, in addition to issues as decreased game rewards and inconvenient lifting, which received the most feedback. We optimized mechanics based on priorities and actual development volumes as follows. I think it says as follows. Yep. We're going to run through these, guys. These are going to be the optimizations. And again, they're listening to our feedback. They're taking our feedback. They are going through this. Increase the length of the season and reducing the intervals between them. During the duration of the season will increase to 90 days. Now, they did lower it down to 60 days, which means we'd have to run the Rift a lot more often because of that. So it is going back to 90 days, guys. The change will take effect with the updated version of 1.114, which is roughly April 25th. Now, inclusion of the rating rewards in the awards for the defense forces. Now, the rewards, again, it seemed like it was the first players that win the furthest, the fastest. Seems like it's going to include everybody who falls within a certain amount of floors or within a certain amount of ratings, not based on the floor, but based on where you complete it all together. Current ratings will not contain awards and is intended for demonstration. Changes will take effect April 22nd. So a little bit earlier on that one. Number of total rewards will be increased again. Now remember, guys, they already did increase it once. I believe this is going to be an additional increase to the rewards. Total value of the rewards will not be lower than in previous seasons. So that means they can only increase the rewards. They're not going to decrease them. So does that mean they're going to drop a bunch of time emblems in here? Could be the case. Could we see a bunch of Stargazer cards? Could be the case, again, with so much negative feedback coming from this. The changes will take effect April 22nd. Optimize the new feature to improve the lifting experience. Not sure what translation is kind of missed there. Added a team change feature. This was a huge miss, guys, to be able to swap between your 3 teams. They forgot this feature in its entirety, so you had to manually switch every single team. And also the auto battle feature, which is something we'll get into. So optimize the initial number of floors that can be selected when calling again. It will take effect after the updated version. Now remember, guys, the one up here is the 1.114. So that is going to be the patch on the 25th. This is 1.115, which is going to be optimized May 9th. So that is 2 weeks before our patches, which means we'll get a couple new heroes in there and really optimize working out. Now remember, guys, also take it with a grain of salt. This is the beta version. That is the reason why they run this, to see what kind of adjustments they're going to have to make within this beta version. And automatic combat will be returned, which is what we need, guys. This is what made the Rift great again, in my opinion, because you had the ability to auto battle the floors versus running through 600 floors manually, which was just absolute insanity. But they need the automatic combat, absolutely. Will be a version available again, a version on May 9th. So if you ran through the first 100 floors like I did, I got through, I believe, 80 something floors before we got that automatic battle or the auto battle feature in there, which again was just an absolute asinine amount of time. So question is, guys, that we're still kind of sitting on, the award for the loot is not going to be changed versus the previous season. Does that mean the floor rewards, or does that mean the shop rewards? And does that mean doing purchases in the shop is going to change? Are they eliminating the shop? Are they keeping the shop in there and just stacking up the rewards? It's going to be interesting to see exactly what they change, guys. But I definitely wanted to share this with you because this is another massive, massive update to the Rift and to AFK Arena. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.